Lesson 6. Enthusiasm. You can do it if you believe you can. Enthusiasm is a state of mind that inspires and arouses one to put action into a task at hand. It does more than this. It is contagious and vitally affects not only the enthusiast, but all with who he comes in contact. Enthusiasm is a vital force with which you recharge your body and develop a dynamic personality. It is a vital moving force that impels action. Enthusiasm is critical to your definite chief aim. You should have this burning desire and not just hope you will be enthusiastic. You keep that fire burning inside of you, and those obstacles in your way will melt away. And you will find yourself in possession of power that you did not know you possessed. We discussed autosuggestion in the previous lessons and how it impacts an individual subconsciously. Your state of mind influences others. We even discussed shortly on telepathy. And if you access the principle of telepathy, the communication of thought from one mind to another without the aid of signs, symbols, or sounds, you will easily understand why enthusiasm is contagious and why it influences all within the radius. When your mind is vibrating at a high rate because it has been stimulated with enthusiasm, that vibration registers in the minds of all within its radius, and especially in the minds of those with whom you come in close contact. One of the most valuable things any man can learn is the art of using the knowledge and experience of others. If you preach something that you practice, it will succeed. Don't say or do things which you don't believe nor would do. If you're a salesman at a Toyota dealership and pull up on a Honda, what are you representing? How will you be perceived? What are you trying to sell? Why are you trying to sell Toyota when you truly believe in Honda? Your actions must be in harmony with your words. There's a difference between suggestions and auto-suggestions. Suggestion, we use it consciously or unconsciously when we influence others, while auto-suggestion is to influence ourselves. Before you're able to influence another person, their mind must be in a state of neutrality. They must be open to listening, and only then will you be able to get your message through them. This is where more salespeople fail. They fail to open the mind of their clients and be able to deliver their suggestion to influence. Back 100 years ago, life insurance salespeople were selling life insurance policies for like $100K. The best of those sellers knew that in the initial conversation, life insurance cannot be brought up as it would create a wall between him and the client. They would introduce themselves about 3 times to the client while learning the client, and then show the client how this life insurance is beneficial to the client. We must learn to slow things down a bit, conversationally, and talk to others by understanding who they are, their personalities, their purpose, what makes them happy, and then you will be in control and master your role. We are so used to texting, moving quick, that sometimes we miss the little things that could have made a huge impact. A careful inventory of all your past experiences may disclose the startling fact that everything has happened for the best. An interesting thing to learn in this lesson is if you need something and show that others will do you a favor for what you are asking, you will most certainly be denied. In the previous lesson, we learned about negotiating and using a third party to win. Here's a perfect example. A beggar on the street is face to face with you, and most of the time you will ignore or give very little. But at church or at a fundraiser, you end up giving more than 10 times compared to what you had given that beggar due to the priest or speaker which they request money for a third party. Have you ever thought of this? Why do you give the beggar in the street $5 and give $100 to church or a fundraiser? Reflect on this. Change your approach. When you're selling, dealing with a client, or even making a purchase to convince the seller to reduce the price, if someone approached you and said, "You wouldn't subscribe to this new rate plan for your phone only to help me out, would you?" Would you? Ask yourself, if a phone salesman wanted to change your rate plan for him to make more commission, would you say yes or no? That's a horrible salesman, because he did nothing to show what's in it for you and how it benefits you. His attitude has made him lose dozens of sales because he doesn't change his approach. Show enthusiasm in your approach. Render your clients a favor, not the opposite. The human mind is a marvelous piece of machinery. Positive impressions are stored in part of the brain, while negative impressions are stored in a different part. When you think of a past experience, it brings together these two parts and how you felt from your memory. It's like a chain link. Just as a raising of one link of a chain brings up all other links with it. A successful salesman is aware of the mind and understands the same concept. They want to keep away from subjects that may arouse the buyer's mind with negative impressions. The goal is to neutralize the mind. If you have kids or you have a team that you're managing, if you plant something in their minds with enthusiasm and constantly talk about it, it starts to develop in their minds and they automatically take action towards achieving the goal. It's similar to coaching to consistent behaviors, which leads to becoming a habit. You cannot afford to suggest to another person by word of mouth or by an act of yours that which you do not believe. If you compromise with your own conscience, it will not be long before you will have no conscience. For your conscience will fail to guide you, just as an alarm clock will fail to awaken you if you do not heed it. The bottom line of this message is that you should not advise in things in which you do not believe. Do not give false hopes. Do not lie to others to make a sale. Do not cause any harm by selling something that is harmful. Don't compromise with your mind to convince yourself what's wrong is right. There's but one thing in the world that gives a man real and enduring power, and that is character. Reputation, bear in mind, is not character. Reputation is that which people are believed to be. Character is that which people are. If you would be a person of great influence, then be a person of real character. You will now be instructed as to how you shall proceed in developing enthusiasm in the event that you do not already possess this rare quality. First, complete the remaining lessons of this course, because other important instructions which are to be coordinated with this one will be found in subsequent lessons. Second, if you have not done so, write out your definite chief aim in clear, simple language and follow this by writing out the plan through which you intend to transform your aim into reality. Third, read over the description of your definite chief aim each night just before retiring, and as you read, see yourself in your imagination in full possession of the object in your aim. Do this with full faith in your ability to transform your definite chief aim into reality. Read out loud with all the enthusiasm at your command, emphasizing every word. Repeat this, reading until the small, still voices within you tells you that your purpose shall be realized. Sometimes you will feel the effects of this voice from within the first time you read your definite chief aim, while at other times you may have to read it a dozen or 50 times before the assurance comes, but do not stop until you feel it. If you prefer, you can read your definite chief aim as prayer. It's important you have faith and understand auto-suggestion. Enthusiasm is as essential to a salesman as water is to a duck. Enthusiasm is never a matter of chance. There are certain stimuli which produces enthusiasm. The most important of these beings are as follows. 1. Occupation and work which one loves best. 2. Environment where one comes in contact with others who are enthusiastic and optimistic. 3. Financial success. 4. Complete mastery in application in one's daily work of the 15 laws of success. 5. Good health. 6. Knowledge that one has served in some helpful manner. And 7. Good clothes, appropriate to the needs of one's occupation. All of these sources of stimuli can be understood except for the last one. Only a few understand the importance of good clothes. The psychology of good clothes. When you wear good clothes, you attract the attention of others. It opens up conversations that may lead to friendship or beneficial opportunities. Wearing torn, old, smelly clothes will not attract positive attention. Instead, people do judge a book by its cover. We all do it, have done it, and at some point will do it again. We judge based off appearance, facial expression, body language, and clothes. An appearance of prosperity attracts attention always, with no exceptions whatsoever. Moreover, a look of prosperity attracts favorable attention because the one dominating desire in every human heart is to be prosperous. Your employer does not control the sort of service you render. You control that, and it is the thing that makes or breaks you. The 7 deadly horsemen: intolerance, greed, revenge, egotism, suspicion, jealousy, and these are the 7 enemies that may reside in your mind. Reflect on yourself and see which of these you struggle with. Are you intolerant to see other religious views or perceptions? Revenge and greed ride along together. Greed is the downfall of many dictators and many who rise to power. Revenge rides right next to greed and is deadly. Another twin is egotism and suspicion. One who is suspicious of others at all times is one who has high ego. Interest in yourself and others, and you will be too busy to indulge in self-love. Observe those around you who bring every sentence with the personal pronoun I, and you will notice that they are suspicious of other people. Jealousy rides right behind suspicion. This deadly rider is a great friend of broken relationship, keeps detective agencies busy night and day, and it takes its regular toll of murder. It breaks up home, makes widow of mothers and orphans of innocent little children. Beware of jealousy, because when it creeps up in your mind, it forms questions such as, I wonder where she is and what she is doing while I'm away. I wonder if he does not see other women when he is away from me. Don't seek private investigators. Instead, examine yourself, because you are suffering from a mild form of insanity. The purpose of this lesson of the 7 horsemen is to show you your true enemies in your mind. You may say that you don't have any of these horses in your mind, but facts are that 99% do, and it's best you reflect and find that horse and harness it. The 7th horse? Find it. It's within you. Find what's affecting you and fix it.